Today on First Cup, we're Friday, so we got jokes. We've got a famed martial artist. We're celebrating a birthday. It's International Coffee Day, and answering your questions and comments from the Facebook group. Stick around. We're rolling in 15. Oh, crunchy, crunchy. 3, 2, Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Today is Friday. It is October 1st, 2021. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. Good morning, Mel. Good morning, Stacy. Stacy says, "Oh, I heard those. Apparently, my neck crunches were good." So I've got this interesting thing that I don't want to say dealing with because that makes it sound a little bigger than it is. I realized last weekend that just my eating habits had just gotten terrible. And it was time for a reset. I was already planning on doing Sober October, but I've been really dialed in on what I've been eating. I haven't had alcohol since, I think I've done 3 or 4 days in a row. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Dennis. I'm dressed all ghoulish, yeah. There's this, I've shared this on the show before, that there are times I get these really strange headaches, and what solves them is drinking like a Monster energy drink. And I've tested, obviously not, blind placebo tested, but I've tested with other carbonated, caffeinated beverages. And for some reason it's Monsters. And it makes me burp, and the headache goes away. Now, I'm not doing that this time because I'm pretty sure I'm detoxing from something. Who knows what? Could be alcohol, could be any number of things. Like I said, I've not been eating well. And I've had a headache for over 24 hours. It's not pleasant. It's not a bad one, but I took some ibuprofen, some stuff yesterday, and meh. And Stacy says, caffeine solves headaches for sure. Well, not every headache. Because these headaches that I get, I can throw down on a whole pot of coffee. It doesn't change anything. And within minutes, if I get one, and I know this would work, and I'm really trying not to do it. If I go and I got a Monster Energy drink, if I had one in front of me right now, you would hear me burping. And every time I burp, I would feel the pressure release in my head. It's bizarre. I've talked to doctors about it, and nobody knows where to start. It's weird. So I'm going after it, not intentionally, but through what I'm doing right now. It takes about 3 weeks for the bacteria in your gut to turn over, and my goal is to feed them lots of good stuff, lots of probiotics, lots of pickles and yogurt and things like that. And hopefully by the end of the month, I'll be doing a lot better. Jared says, taurine withdrawal. I don't think it's taurine. I'm guessing it's not taurine. Here, let's turn that banner off. Well, I hope you all had a good Thursday. I hope you checked out yesterday's episode of Martial Arts Radio. Got a surprising amount of feedback. Got feedback from people in a lot of different ways saying, oh, this is something we need to address. This is something that I've never even heard of being an issue. This is something that you can never address in training. And so I'm probably going to do a response. I don't know where I'm going to put it. But the premise of yesterday's episode, Training Under Confusion, the idea that when adrenaline is up, when the targets are not clear, that's a situation that you can and should train for. And none of the feedback that came in from anybody changed my mind. That's okay. I'm open to having my mind changed. But I think quite often people look at anything, whether it's a martial arts concept or not, from a dismissive, cynical, they look for reasons to say no. Oh, we can't do that. Because if we can do that, and we're not doing that, then we're not doing as good as we could. If you look for it, you'll see people all around you. Maybe you even do it yourself sometimes. I know I do. Where we dismiss options that we know are good options because they take effort time, money that we don't want to invest. We should. We know we should, but we don't. I had a call from I need a new word for this. Maybe you guys can help me. I need a word that blurs the line between friend and client, because I've got a number of friend clients, and I can't make a good contraction out of that. Fliant? It just doesn't sound like a good word. Friend? That's also not a good word. So if you come up with something, let me know. But one of these people who kind of occupies that dual space has been going through some stuff. And they've got a work thing coming up that I've been helping them on. They're dealing with a stack of personal stuff. And I was sitting there about to put my phone up for the night and got a call. Never get a call. Does anybody call you anymore? Nobody calls me. And it was this person. And I said, you know what? I'm going to answer because this late at night, there's a good chance something's going on. And yeah, they were having a hard time. They were having a hard time seeing the world in an honest way. You know, they were kind of trapped in their cynicism. And they were extending it to everything. And you know, we spent about 20 minutes on the phone, you know, me talking them down, getting them to hopefully not make any rash decisions. And we're going to have a meeting today, and hopefully we can set a path forward. And it's interesting because more and more I'm finding that this is a role that I'm taking with clients. Yeah, I still do all the things that I do, but I'm kind of, I don't want to say shifting because it's always been there, but lately more and more people have needed what I'm going to call coaching skills, life coaching, business coaching. And because they're not, you know, going off to see a therapist or whatever, and because we've got time in, they trust me and it's a little bit easier for them. You know, a lot of people don't want to go see a therapist. You should, but if you don't want to, I understand. Jared's suggesting associate. It works, but it sounds so formal. It doesn't capture the friend part. See, this is why I've struggled with this. I like wordplay. I like contractions. I like somebody. Some of you will get this, some of you will not. Somebody I know on Facebook bought a new vehicle, and he and his wife are arguing playfully about what to name it. And he mentioned what he wanted and what she wanted, but said, you know what, Facebook friends, I'm going to leave it up to you, whichever, you know, you decide, and we'll decide by votes. And so I wrote, because it was a Jeep branded vehicle, Jeepy McJeep face. If you don't get that, once the show's over, go Google Bodie McBoatface and look at the real life thing that happened that is hysterical. So Jeepy McJeep face. I enjoy wordplay. But I'm hopeful that this friend / client is going to get better soon. He's having a hard time. And I think for a lot of us, Daniel gets it. That happened over your way, my friend. Bodie McBoatface. You know, I'm gonna call this out as I will, as it needs to be. I see a lot of people post, you know, oh, here's the suicide hotline number. Oh, if you ever need anything from me. Oh, you know, just let me know and I'll be there for you. And I see this all over the place. I see it. It's constant. And then at the same time, I see these same people not doing it. I've been pretty open. This has been the most difficult year of my life. And the sheer number of people who have called me family, who have called me, you know, these terms that are incredibly close, who have said, you know, I know you're going through a hard time. If you need anything, let me know. And then I'm a pretty independent guy. And I reach out and I say, hey, I need your help. And they just kind of float away. And I know what that feels like. And I've always known what that felt like. And it's always sucked. Which is why when just about anybody pops up and they're like, hey, I need your help, I'm there. At times to my own detriment. No, I always look for a middle ground. But there are some of you in this chat right now. Actually, after I'll recognize that. There are some of you in this chat that have been there for me, and I appreciate that. And I got a message yesterday from one of you saying that somebody else in this group, in the First Cup community, reached out to help them with something and how appreciative they were. And it's one of the things I love about this group. You know, it's small, but it's tight. And I like you guys. I can't imagine anything better. I can't imagine a better way to drink my coffee than with a variety of friends, literally all over the world. Mel suggesting friendlyant. That's actually the best version of a contraction I've seen for that. If you enjoy those things, take a look on your search engine of choice for Scottish gritter names, actual names of the snowplows / gritters in cities in Scotland. Scotland has snowplows? Stacy says, as someone who has experienced that, it totally sucks. And it is always totally blessed when someone listens. Frank says, I'm here for you, Jeremy. And yeah, Frank has been. The irony is that it can be easier to give support to people who are at a distance because it can be a little more transactional. You don't have to immerse yourself in their vulnerability. And I think that's somewhat what's going on for some people. But I've lost a lot of people this year, literally and figuratively. And it's okay. I would rather know, really in the last 2 years, I mean, dozens of people. I would rather have very, very few people in my life and know I can lean on them than have people who take, and then the rare times when I say, hey, I could use some support, they're like, oh, I'm going to wash my hair. I will always do everything I can for the people around me, whether I know them or not, whether I understand or not. Because everyone deserves compassion and empathy and love. And it's only my time in the martial arts that has given me the foundation where I can do that. Apparently Scotland has a fair bit of snow. I didn't know that. Now, you all wrote some stuff in. I got some stuff from Frank here, and I've got some stuff from Matt, courtesy of Jenny. Actually, let me do the thing from Jenny. It just says, from Matt, if you could create your own martial arts-based superhero or your own Ninja Turtle, what would their backstory be, and what weapons would they use? Oh, okay. Don't have time to do both, though I want to do both. So let's say Ninja Turtle. Let's imagine a fifth Ninja Turtle. I'm sure there was somewhere in some version or comic where there was a fifth Ninja Turtle. I am not up on anything but the original series and the first crop of movies, but I haven't watched them in forever. So we need a Renaissance painter. So let me get a list of Renaissance painters, because I can name painters, but I can't necessarily put them in the right era. Okay, so we got Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello. Okay, I'm looking for a good name in this list. Oh, come on. Lorenzo? That's probably the best one we've got so far. Claude. Parmigianino. There it is. Parmigianino. Because it fits the pizza vibe. What would Parmigianino's weapon of choice be? You know, we've got bow, we've got sai, we've got nunchaku, and we've got katana, sword. Jared suggesting Botticelli. It would work. And Jared saying Kama. And you know what? I think I'm going to agree. A pair of Kama fits the vibe. So we got Parmigianino, who uses Kama. Color on the headband. We've got red, orange, blue, purple. Green doesn't work well because of contrast, so I think we have to go with yellow. And I think the story there would be there was a fifth turtle that was in the radioactive ooze, but wandered away before Splinter found him, and he crawled out of the sewer, and a dishwasher at an Italian restaurant found him and kept him as a pet until he grew. And then the dishwasher got kidnapped, and the turtle learned Kabuto, and you know what? I've seen Kama, variants of Kama in use with Filipino martial arts. So let's say somehow in there we get that. So they've got a different fighting style. There we go. Parmigianino, the fifth Ninja Turtle. That's a great question. That's a very good question. I thought I saw more come in. And Stacy's posting stuff now. Oh, come on. Don't put it in there. So Stacy, I'm going to ask you to post that one for next week because that's too big. We don't have time for that now. One of the things I'm trying to do is I'm trying to look at those questions at least a few minutes before the show, just to start to wrap my head around them. So if just so I can give it some forethought, be a little bit clearer. There was a parody comic called Radioactive Adolescent Black Belt Hamsters. I've heard of this, never seen it. Apparently you guys are liking this, so I did a good job. Yay! If somebody wants to sketch that out, I would be super impressed. All right, now, other things that we have. Oh, what am I doing this weekend? Yay. So this is, I'm going to do my best to make this enjoyable, but it's going to be tough. One of the things I'm doing this week, well, the main thing I'm doing this weekend, I'm driving to Maine, and I'm inventorying my father's estate. Figuring out what to do with the house, which is rented to someone I went to high school with, thankfully. Dealing with the stuff in the garage, loading up the car, bringing stuff back here. Some of the stuff has to get shipped to Ireland to my aunt. There's a lot going on. This is not going to be the first trip I make to Maine for this. Because I looked at renting a truck. Do you know how much renting a truck is to go from Vermont to Maine? It's a lot. And this is one of those rare times where, I kind of lamented the friend stuff and the family stuff. Most people at this point in their life have a significant other. I don't. I've been single for years. I'm okay with that most of the time. It would be affordable if somebody would drive with me and then we pick up the truck there and bring it back. It's not affordable. We're talking, I did the math. It was like $2,000 to rent a truck. Ugh, not doing it. I'll make several trips in the car. Well, Stacey, it's a great topic, and I do want to unpack it. All right. And because it's Friday, and Frank always makes sure we have great jokes, I want to dig into these. So it's International Coffee Day. We talked about coffee yesterday, but we've got jokes based on coffee today. What do you call sad coffee? Depresso. What's it called when you steal someone's coffee? Mugging. Where do birds go for the coffee? To the Nest Cafe. What did the coffee addict say to his doctor? I don't have a problem with coffee. I have a problem without it. Why did the espresso keep checking his watch? Because he was pressed for time. A man walks into a coffee shop carrying a big chunk of asphalt under his arm. At the counter he says, I'll take a large latte for myself, please, and one for the road. That's a good joke. I like that. You guys keep me laughing. Thank you. Now, I've said it before. Frank is not the only one who gets the rights to do jokes on Friday. I know Frank, and I know Frank is open to other entertainment and humor. Now, I can't do a long list like that from all of you, but if you've got a good joke or something, for Friday, don't be afraid to drop it in. We're good. Let's do it. Yeah, so I'll be up early tomorrow. I woke up this morning and went, I got to remember to bring the keys. I have a ring of keys for all the doors and things that are locked up that the tenants don't have access to, that I haven't used in 12 years, 13 years. Yeah. Coffee came out perfect today. I'm super excited about it. But I do have one friend in Maine who is going to help me out. I'm going to crash at his place tomorrow night, and he's going to help me move some boxes. He's got a truck. We're probably going to clear out the house and get a storage unit, because I'd like to, I'll spare you all the details, but there's some space that I would like the tenant to have access to. So. Oh, there's an inside joke. Do you need us to message you repeatedly to remember keys? No, but thank you. A week ago, I was asking everyone, remind me to bring my tripod and my camera for Friday's First Cup. Here's a good joke from Jared. Never get in a pillow fight with death. You can't handle the repercussions. Repercussions, really. You can't handle the repercussions. Ha! I actually just read that one somewhere. Where did I read that? I don't know. My mind's blank. All right. So today is also Ip Man's birthday. 1893 he was born. And, is it just me, or did nobody know who Ip Man was, myself included, until the first movies? I had no idea who Ip Man was. Now, maybe that's because I don't roll in Chinese martial arts circles, but I had no idea. We got some quotes. I didn't come here today to prove which is better, Chinese or Western boxing. All people have different status in life. I don't believe that one person's integrity is worth more than the other's. I hope that we can start to respect each other. Wouldn't that be nice? There's a group of us, and I think it's even the majority. But I think the disrespectful people are just inherently louder, and it leads to an altered perception of the world. And I think it leads to cynicism and negativity and fear. We are hardwired to prioritize things that we're afraid of. It's why news articles that are scary get more attention. It's why the news does what it does, because we are hardwired to pay attention to it. Why do pine trees make horrible seamstresses? They're always dropping their needles. Ha! That's a good one. The ideal in martial arts is humanitarianism. I was on a podcast yesterday. I was interviewed for a podcast called The Everyday Martial Artist. gentleman named Brian Doucette. Really nice guy, actually. He's a longtime radio guy. Wonderful voice. I loved his voice. And we had a pretty solid conversation. A lot of what we talked about, a lot of his approach, his style reminds me a bit of me. So if you like martial arts radio, you may also like his show. So go ahead, check that out. It's going to be out in a few weeks. He's got to do the editing on it. He said he'd let me know when it's coming out. But we talked about a number of these things, and the idea that, to me, martial arts really boils down to personal growth, to becoming a better version of yourself. And becoming a better version of yourself, I think by most definitions, would involve treating other people better. How do you treat people better? Well, you give of yourself to them. You share. What do you share? Whatever you have an abundance of. If you have an abundance of money, share some money. If you have an abundance of time, share some time. If you have an abundance of, let's say, love or empathy, compassion, whatever, share that. That's the one that I tend to focus on because I don't have a lot of time and I don't have a lot of money. But I still give. I still give where and when I can. I'll be headed up to the co-working space. And I don't know. The main thing I'm working on, we've got a new book. And Jenny's holding my feet to the fire. We got to get this book edited so we can get it out. We have a target of as soon as possible. It's not a martial arts book. It's also not a fiction book. It's a very interesting idea for a book that either is going to do amazingly well or not. I don't see much in between. We'll find out. And our last quote from Ip Man. We all have inner demons to fight. We call these demons fear and hatred and anger. If you do not conquer them, then a life of 100 years is a tragedy. If you do, then a life of a single day can be a triumph. Jenny, Stacy rather is excited about the book. New book, Yippee and Yahoo. What can I tell you about this book? This book is based around one of my core martial arts training principles, extended to the rest of life. I think that's all I'm going to say. So that's what's going on. I hope you have a good day. There are a variety of new things up at whistlekick.com. We brought back the Spar Wars hoodie, took that out of the vault. That's up for a limited time. Added logo flip-flops, 2 new mugs, which I'm going to have to get to just celebrate and mix it up. Aww. What else did we put up there? There's a shirt that we brought back. There's a handful of things up there. So if you are used to checking out whistlekick.com, you should check out whistlekick.com right now. You know what else is up there? These pants. You've got a week and a half for the sweatpants pre-order. We do it once a year. Check them out. Grab a pair. $45 shipped. Get them. You're going to love them. They're amazing. If anybody in the chat has these sweatpants, Dennis has these sweatpants, and Dennis has gone on record to say that they are amazing. Stacy says, I got my shirt. More mugs, yeah. Chris says it's no F's Friday. I like that. Yeah, we did 2. I'm playing with a design in my head for another First Cup mug, but we did 2. I've had a variety of artists do some really cool stuff over the years, and as I was looking through some of those graphics, I was like, that would work on a mug, and that would work on a mug. So we did a couple of those. Chris slept in his sweatpants last night. Dennis says, I'm buying sweatpants today. The wife stole mine. Yes, they are the best I've ever worn. I know how to pick them. So have a good day, everyone. I'm going to go Here, don't forget. Bam. Don't forget to join the Facebook group. I'm about to leave some stuff for you to drop comments under for Monday. So, Stacey, I'm going to ask you to repost that once I get that up. And the rest of you, yeah, do it up. Okay. Thanks for coming by. Great Friday show. I appreciate all of you. If you're watching or listening later on, thank you. And remember, you can always support us and what we're doing here at Whistlekick by making a purchase. Use the code FIRSTCUP15 at whistlekick.com. You can use that on anything but the sweatpants. Sweatpants, no discount. If you buy them with a discount, I will refund your money. Because those are basically at break even. Okay. So no discount. If you buy something else, use a discount. And guess what? Free shipping, so you can make multiple orders. So don't give me a hard time about it. Okay. But we've also got the Patreon. Patreon.com/whistlekick. I put up an audio episode 2 days ago that's gotten a ton of feedback. Constantly bringing you good stuff. So thank you all. I appreciate you. I know I've said that like a dozen times. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace. And yes, Mel, I hear you.